Welcome to Canon Fodder Diecast, episode 15.
We're going to start this episode with a very brief conversation about min-maxing versus character building. And Kyle's going to explain what min-maxing is for those who may not know.
Basically what min-maxing is you pick your class and then build around your class rather than picking a race and building around
Like a character
race.
concept.
Yeah. Like for me when I built Leaky, I knew I wanted to go barbarian, so I picked Mountain Dwarf because they're the strongest and they have the best constitution and everything like that. And then I specifically made sure that I went through and picked every skill that would max out my dexterity, my constitution, my strength, and everything like that. It's not working out for me very well, because now that I've actually put so many hours into him, I want to evolve him as a character, not just, the bloodlust of a barbarian, and I've kind of pigeonholed myself.
So many sexual innuendos. I was waiting for you to stop talking.
So when you guys, because we've all built a number of D&D characters. Lindsey, when you build a character, do you min-max or do you start with a character concept and kind of like let the other stuff settle around that and don't worry so much about the efficiency of the mathematics?
Honestly, I would love to say that I just character build, but it tends to be that I pick what kind of class I want and what kind of or what kind of character I want to have, and then I pick a race that fits that class. So I end up playing a lot of, I did play an ASMR last time, and that was a lot of fun, but once again, with the magic casters, I tend to pick ones that I know will be better magic casters. Although I suppose if you're talking about character building as like the more just character building side of it, it would be strange if you had a race that didn't match necessarily what would mix. So I don't know.
A magic casting dwarf would be strange.
It would be odd. I mean, unless you're doing runes, because runes kind of makes a little more sense with dwarves. But yeah, definitely, there's certain ones that it wouldn't make as much sense.
The game is definitely kind of built to push you in certain directions.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What about you, Jen? Do you min-max or do you start with a character concept and just kind of let it flow organically?
I normally do, as I die, figure out what class I want and then build around it.
Gotcha. So you guys are min-maxers then.
Mm-hmm.
Does that continue? Because you can min-max at the start and then move organically, or do you tend to continue to make your decisions in character development to be the most mathematically efficient, or do you let the roleplay dictate where your character's going?
I normally let the roleplay, such as Drown, dictate where I'm going with it, and a lot of that we saw heavily with Drown, which is now tied, and it had a huge character shift one way, and now we're trying to shift back to the other.
So you're not focused as much on the math, like level to level?
Nah.
What about you, Kyle?
When we were doing our previous campaign, I was very, very focused on min-maxing, and that was, I don't know if I wasn't as into the role play as I am now. But now that I'm actually role-playing, I'm trying to build Leaky back to not being just this min-max, bloodthirsty barbarian. I actually wanted him to have some character depth, which is very difficult.
Yeah, you went off the end with him and then down the canyon several times.
And then proceeded to rip people in half and eat them as lollipops.
Yeah. It got a little ridiculous.
And Linz, with Corey and with your Azamar, do you min-max or do you just let the roleplay dictate how the character evolves?
A little bit both. So especially if I am severely lacking in one section or another, I tend to use the math. But there are times I'll be persuaded to be a little bit more story-driven in how I build how my character grows going forward.
I know I'm stuck being the DM forever, but I always start with a character concept and then I just let it flow. That's how you end up with a piece of trash like Trashbird. Or Id, the sorcerer.
Yes.
I always start with a character class and I just let it flow, and I don't care what happens to the math. It usually ends up being hilarious. Or Claw.
Claw.
I think, like, the other thing that you could point out is Cesaria has the level 2 cleric in there, too.
Yeah.
Because originally someone had to someone had to heal Leaky from his stupidity.
That sounds an awful lot like a psychologist. A rogue cleric who's really just a psychologist.
The psychologist would probably just... What the hell?
It would just be shock therapy.
Yeah.
He'd just be getting shock therapy.
Either that or just thrown off a cliff until he hit his head so many times that he just would never wake up.
We tried that in the previous campaign, and it just made things worse.
It did just make everything worse. So, okay. Well, cool. Well, I hope that you continue to make interesting choices, whether that's mathematically interesting or character interesting as we go. That sentence broke, but that's okay. So let's get into it. You guys ready to play?
Ready, set, roll for initiative.
So in the last episode, you guys were traveling northeast with your caravan, and you ran into a bunch of weird NPCs, one of whom laughs at things and won't say anything except occasionally repeating himself. A dwarf who is in charge of the shifts. You discovered that one of the dragon cult marked crates had plates in it, and then later on you discovered that another caravan had the same plates in it, even though it didn't have the dragon mark. And when you confronted the wagoneer, he began bawling and crying, and then fled the area. So you also intervened, and you stopped a attack on another wagon, and killed a bunch of hobgoblins in the process. So we're continuing our trek northward towards Waterdeep, and also your investigation into the dragon cultists that are traveling with this cult. And the issue that we're going to run into is the same as before, where if you confront these people and you chase them away, then you're not going to figure out where it is that they're going to. But at the same time, if you don't continue the investigation, they may slip away before you realize. So you guys really are in a tough position here. So, are we ready to begin?
Yeah.
All right, we're jumping forward from day 7 at the end of the last episode to day 13 through 15. As the weather becomes warmer and the days are downright hot, and you rumble deeper into the wilderness between the great cities. Dried out and fed, and also glad of having adventurers like you as powerful around to keep them safe, the caravanners open up a little bit more. They become a little more friendly and chattery. Bade begins charging you half a silver piece for your beers.
So 50 copper.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's 5. And you overhear on the 15th day 2 of the guards arguing about what they think it would cost to buy one of Leaky's crabs, while others are trying to occasionally barter with Cesaria for some of her spare arrows, as if they want these charms for good luck. The positive attention keeps up for a couple days until the weather begins to sour again and the grim moods return.
No one will ever get my scratchy crabs.
That's part of why the sour moods return. Okay, so on day 16, the rains return, and you enter a region called the Spider Woods.
I don't like spiders.
I think you don't like anything with more than 4 legs. I think that's what we decided upon earlier.
Maybe.
You know how you deal with spider woods? You set them all on fire. Burn it down.
I guess it's a good thing she's not a magic caster.
Yeah.
So the tradeway skirts around in between the huge Trollbark and Misty Forest, but it passes through many other smaller forests that don't really appear on the maps. And this is one of the Spider Woods. As the caravan is passing through one of these wooded regions, you come up across a web slung right across the road. Big, thick strands.
I ain't touching it.
The whole caravan grinds to a halt. And,
Hey, Leaky, you go poke that.
He's going to go up with his great axe and try and beat it.
okay.
Beat it open, you know, like in Skyrim. 23.
Prepare for initiative.
23 is enough to start chopping away at it. So it's going to take a couple turns of chopping. I assume that you're rushing, correct? Are you going to rally the others to your cause to help you chop through it?
Apparently she's not going anywhere near it.
No. But, I mean, you've got other guards.
I will.
Or you've got Solseg or whatever his name is, the pole. And
What are we doing this as? What kind of check?
It's just a strength check to start chopping through it, or I guess you can attack it too.
For a strength check, I got 16.
Okay, so that's enough to tear down some of the webs. So you guys are working at it together. Unfortunately, as Cesaria sits atop her horse, a giant strand drops right across her shoulders, and you hear a shaking and a skittering from the trees up above. And 3 big purple forms drop out from above.
I scream.
One of them grabs Cesaria and drags her to the ground. Roll for initiative.
I scream.
Fair enough.
Holy crap. Natural 20 on both die.
Wow, weird.
Luck.
It's a shame that wasn't during one of your other rolls.
I know!
Great. I hate spiders.
So I automatically go first, don't I?
You'd have to.
Yes.
So I'm going to be using Tide.
Very,
because
very quickly, please
screw
walk
this.
me through your initiative roundups.
So Kyle had 20.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. I have 14.
I had 21, not natural, because I'm using Tide.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you had...
I had 14. So I had to go Kyle, Jen, then me.
Since he had a natural 20, he'd go first, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Corey's at the bottom.
Yes. Apparently it's because I took the last swing at the web.
Must be. Okay, so they have surprise on everybody except Leaky, because they dropped from above. And we did not pause to consider. So, Leaky, what you see are big, plump, vaguely humanoid, but also vaguely arachnid-looking purple creatures. They have arms and legs that are distinct. They look at you, and they click and skitter, and they go for the horses. 2 of them.
How far away are they?
They're about 25 feet away.
Okay. I rush up to one.
Okay. All right, I'm trying to find...
Wait, they go for their horses or our
they go
horses?
for the closest horses to them.
They're going to eat our horses.
Don't forget to do long rests.
Okay. Good point.
Leaky's also going to rage.
Fair enough.
Surprise.
That is a 24 for 7
Looks like
for 14 damage on one of them.
for 14 damage. Okay, what was your strike?
24.
That's a hit. Okay. All right, not a bad blow. It leaks a green fluid from its gut blow.
Don't touch
It doesn't
it.
go down.
Second attack. 17
That's enough to hit.
for 18 damage.
18 damage. Okay. Wow, not a bad blow. So it is at 30. It took 32 damage. It's not a bad hit.
Yeah.
Okay. The other one just completely ignores you, and so it's actually their turn because they rolled higher than Cesaria. They actually rolled higher than you, but I gave it to you for the natural 20. Natural 20s.
20s.
So the one is going to attack you. The other 2 are going after horses. All right. So the first one is going to use its multi-attack bite against you, and it's a D8. And if it succeeds,
Assuming we get
it's going
poisoned.
to poison you. I'm sorry, it's more than 1 D8. It's 2 D8s.
That is not a D8, Travis. That is D12.
Fingers. Oop, it failed though. Okay. So that's the first attack, and then it uses claws, and claws is just 2d4. So 16 plus 4, 20. That hits you, right?
That's a hit.
So 4 damage plus 2 damage plus 2. So 8 damage total.
4 damage.
You're raging?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
You said
okay.
that first thing.
Sorry, I missed it. Okay. The other 2 caps are going to make strength checks against horses nearby. 12 and 4. One of them gets it, and it mounts it, which is really awkward and weird looking and painful looking for the horse, and it gallops off into the brush. And the other one is still struggling with its horse. It's stuck there. And that makes it Cesaria's turn. Cesaria's,
Pissed.
yeah, in the mud. So you're getting up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Natural 20.
Okay, which one are you attacking exactly?
Whatever one is closest to me that I can hit with Tide,
That
because
is the
I'm
one that
pissed.
he's attacking too.
Okay.
Okay.
So...
She's been offended.
I'm also within 5 feet, so you get all your sneak attack die.
Plus the double damage die. When rogues hit,
They hit hard.
they hit really hard.
Alright, so 4, 5, 10, 12, 20 damage.
In a single hit? Wow. All right.
I'm pissed.
Evidently.
I don't like spiders.
Actually, you killed that one.
Good.
So as you cut it, it spews green poison in an arc. Leaky, make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution?
Yep.
Me and Leaky or just Leaky?
Just Leaky.
I think that was a 19.
It is. So, 27.
Okay, you avoid being poisoned.
Yay!
Can't penetrate the beard. Okay, that makes it Corey's turn.
Okay.
So you've got, what's going on right now is one is galloping away, one is struggling with a horse, and one is dead.
So I'm going for the struggler.
Okay.
I'm going to call him Itsy.
Okay.
Itsy bitsy spider is gonna lose its head.
And
Set
I'm going
it
to
on fire until
And I'm going-
it is dead.
Oh my god.
I'm going to do my vow of enmity at that one,
Okay.
so that we get double. So 25.
25 hits.
And then I'm going to do 13 damage on my first swing.
Okay.
And then on my second swing, what is that? I have 22.
Okay, that's a hit.
And I do 12 damage.
Okay, so for a total of 25. Okay, and as you're fighting with this one, and as Leaky and Cesaria are staring down in horror, the thing that they just killed, 2 more giant spiders fling themselves from the trees at you. One of them lands on Leaky.
Uh-oh.
All 8 legs. So,
I scream again.
yeah, it's going to be your turn in a second, but they're making immediate attacks. They were hidden.
I can still scream.
Oh, yeah, you can scream. So it's going to attempt to bite you, though. That's the point that I'm getting at. All right, Leaky. So, it's another poisoning attack. So it's a D8, and you only take poison damage if it hits.
Okay.
All right, just want to make sure I do it the right way. Okay, it missed. The other one's going to shoot its webs at Cesaria, and it's a ranged weapon attack plus 5 to its hit. And it rolled a 17.
Just enough.
So,
My AC is 16.
so you are stuck to the ground with webs. You're just covered in them, which is the worst.
I scream.
Yep. You are restrained. You can make an attack against the webbing on your turn. He could cut you out, but otherwise you are covered in gacky web.
Can I use ranged weapons?
Not against it because it's point blank. So that makes it Leaky's turn.
Leaky?
Leaky's going to attack the one that's on top of him.
Fair point.
Actually, it's on top of me. Like like on my back.
Yeah, you're prone.
Oh, I'm prone.
Yeah, it's like
Smash it into the ground with your body.
Well, it's on top of me.
Smash it into the ground with your body. Body check it. You have enough strength.
I'm going to make a strength check to kick it off me.
okay. Plenty.
Okay.
So you're flinging it away.
Yep.
We're gonna deal with a D4 damage for the improvised weapon. It took 1 damage.
And that's all I can do.
Okay. That makes it the Ettercap's turn that was struggling with the horse, and it is going to. It's going to take the attack of opportunity against itself, and it's going to make its animal handling check. It gets on the horse, and you can swipe at it if you want.
As an attack of opportunity.
It's trying to get away. It's ignoring you.
So I can take an attack of opportunity.
Yep. That's
25.
a hit. That's a hit.
And they do 12 damage.
Okay, so it's not dead, but it took a lot of damage. So it's galloping off into the woods. And that leaves the other 2 major spiders on you, and the other one vanishes. Cesaria, it's your turn. You're webbed down.
So I have to attack the web.
That or stand there and shriek in horror. Up to you. You gotta clip his nails.
I'm going to attack the web. What's the...
AC's 12.
Okay, so I hit the web.
Okay. It's only got 5 hit points, so.
It's off me.
Alright, so you cut yourself free and go staggering away.
Yeah.
Alright. And that makes it Corey's turn. And the one has galloped away from you. There's 2 giant spiders behind you. Everybody in the caravan is shrieking and panicking.
There aren't any other extra horses, right?
That you could get on and gallop away with. I mean, I guess you could seize anybody's horse.
I'm wondering, do you guys think I should go get the other ones to get our horses back, or should I?
Probably.
Because otherwise we are without horses at this moment.
Well, I have my pony.
Well, no, but we're the two that got off the horses, so those are the 2 horses they probably took.
True.
And I want my Clydesdale back.
You probably took our horses.
Yeah, because you were on top of it, and nobody's ridden away with yours yet. So should I try to commandeer one and go take them down?
Can you swivel your body this way?
I say I can go on my horse and go try and get the other ones.
Well, you're stuck to the ground.
Not anymore.
Oh, not anymore. Okay. So I'm gonna try to commandeer a horse and go after them.
Okay.
So I commandeer one and I gallop
Okay.
away. And can I catch them in one turn, or do I have to do a sprint and then catch up with them on the next turn?
If given the intensity of the scenario, I want you to make a dexterity check to get up on the horse and gallop like that.
Okay.
Let's make sure that you don't like flop yourself over the other side of the horse.
Like Leaky does.
Leaky has yet.
May
to
I
do
argue
that.
it's an athletics check?
It is an athletics check.
No, they are 2 different things.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Make an athletics check.
So I get 24.
Plenty. Okay, so you're galloping after them. So Corey vanishes in the woods behind them. For you, for tracking them, it's going to be a survival check, just so you know. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll get there in a second. All right, that leaves the 2 spiders, and the one that you kicked is going to flail its arms, desperately flop itself over, and charge after you. Leaky, and it's going to try to bite you.
Okay.
All right, and again, if I hit you successfully, then I assess the poison damage. And it rolled a 19.
Not enough.
Okay. The other one is going to charge after Cesaria and attempt to bite her as well.
I was still listening.
It rolled a 13.
Not enough.
Okay. They failed to attack you this time, but they're shrieking and hissing and waving their disgusting little mouth hands at you. And that makes it Leaky's turn.
Leaky's going to attack the one that's right in front of him.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So that's an 11
Yeah.
plus 6, so that's 17 plus 5, which is 22. Yeah, 22 plus 2 is 24 damage.
So you kill it in a single blow?
Apparently.
Yeah. Good hit.
Good. Murder them all, Leaky.
It twitches for a long time, though.
Good.
Alright.
Let it suffer.
Okay, speaking of suffering,
Hold on. I still have
it's
another
Leaky's
attack.
turn still.
Yeah.
And he has another one that's on top of Cesaria. So you're
Yep,
charging
I'm
going
going
to
to charge after that one.
And so I'm going to give you advantage on it. Because these guys aren't very intelligent.
It's a good thing I had advantage. 16. 24?
Hit.
4, 1. 8 damage.
Alright, not too bad. Alright, so you stab it in the thorax. And that makes it...
It's an arachnid. Does it have a thorax?
I don't know my insect anatomy that well.
It's not an insect. It's an arachnid.
I know. Okay, well anyway, the two Eder caps are gone. They're galloping off into the distance with Corey in hot pursuit. Cesaria, what do you want to do? You have one that's right on top of you, but you also have the capacity to disengage at will.
Leaky, are you good with this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to disengage
Okay. That's a bonus action. Disengage.
and get back on my horse.
Okay.
Do you want me to do the...
Dexterity.
No, it's your horse. So it's attuned to you.
Okay. So I'm going to gallop after one of the ones that...
Okay,
One of
so
the
it's a
two.
survival check. I want you to make the survival check as you gallop. So,
10.
10.
Wouldn't that be acrobatics to stay on? Or dexterity in some...
Nope, it's just to track it. Okay, 10
Oh,
is
okay.
sufficient to keep on the trail. So your horses are led away, Corey and Cesar. Your horses are led away about a half mile as you go. And you're charging straight in, right after them, right?
Yep.
Okay,
I have a feeling this is going to end so bad and with so many more spiders.
Very possibly. Corey, are you making your survival check as well?
Can I argue it's a nature check?
No, it's a survival check. Let's try.
And on to the next sweater. The goofy one.
5.
5 is just enough to notice that, man, the webs seem really thick around here. Like, these
Leaky,
are some
hurry
really
up!
nasty, really, really nasty woods. Well earned, though. Like, spider woods. Okay,
Aptly named.
your turn with the giant spider. It tries to bite you, and it fails.
Okay.
Good thing you got
Is there only
that
the
new bear
one?
cloak.
Is there only the one left by Leaky?
Just the one. The other one's still twitching, but the
It's
soul has not
dead.
yet vanished through its 8 new antennae. Okay, go ahead.
Alright.
Leaky, hurry up and murder it.
That is a 14
Just enough to hit.
for
Kill it.
18 damage.
Kills it.
Cleaved in half?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Goes everywhere.
Steal a horse.
Guts and spider legs and all sorts of disgusting chitinous little bits go everywhere. Are you charging into the woods madly?
Was my horse one of the horses
Yes.
that was... Damn. Yeah, I suppose.
All right.
Well, you can steal one of the other ones.
Yeah, I'm going to commandeer a horse as well.
Okay.
Do I have to do the
It's going to take you a turn to catch up.
Do I have to do the dexterity check?
No.
Because
Even
you're
if
right.
Corey was doing it in the heat of the moment. and it
Even
was
if
like,
it's a
this is
full-size
the
horse?
action.
Yes. Someone gives you a leg up and you're up
Okay,
and on.
since you desperately want an excuse to roll your horse check, go ahead and roll your horse check.
I think it's funny that an Ettercap is riding a pony.
That's what it said they did. 18's enough. Okay. All right. So
Don't judge me.
Cesaria and Corey come charging into the Ettercap's lair, which is an area of really densely webbed trees up against a stone ledge. And as you do, you notice that there are two giant spiders squatting over egg mounds, and there are also several more Ettercaps tending a very, very small fire in the middle. And as you come busting in behind the other two, they turn around and take up arms. So nobody has surprise, and
All 8 of
nobody's
them?
got advantage here. One is wounded, one is in good health, and there are 3 more Ettercaps in addition to, plus the spiders guarding their eggs. I missed whatever it was you said because I was narrating.
You said they take up arms. I asked if it was all 8 of them.
Yes. Good pun, sir. You are bad and you should be ashamed. All
Your
right,
puns are bad and you should feel bad.
So we've got one Ettercap that is very badly wounded, 3 Ettercaps that are in good condition, and 2 spiders. All right, and we're going to presume the exact same order that we had before for simplicity. So it's Leaky, Cesaria, Corey, and all of your other friends. So Leaky, you're still behind. You haven't caught up to them. You're bumbling after the trail that they left.
Okay.
All right. Cesaria, you are in the lead. You are also mortally horrified by what it is that you're seeing. How do you proceed?
I'm torn inside between stealthing and waiting for Leaky to get here.
There's no stealthing. You just bumbled right into the middle of their lair. They see you.
She can't even use her bonus action to sneak.
No.
no.
Do you know how many eyes they have?
A lot.
What's their passive perception?
A lot.
It's 10. It's the average, so no. If it was below average, maybe.
All right.
But it's hard. I mean, it's hard to justify that outside the game because they just came in on 2 horses, one of which is a war horse. She's probably shrieking after them.
I tried.
Then just to go up and smoke, like pick a target, pick a target, or back off. I don't know.
I don't like this. 23 should hit them.
Oh yeah, are you hitting an Ettercap or a spider?
I'm hitting one of the Ettercaps that stole. I'm hitting the one that stole his pony.
Okay, that one's wounded.
Okay, I'm hitting the wounded one that stole his pony.
Okay,
16 damage.
you kill it.
Good. I tie his pony to my horse.
Okay, Corey.
My horse is attuned to me. It'll come to me, and that way your pony won't run off.
So I'm going to start by doing a bonus action.
Okay, bonus action.
Shield of Faith. I get a shield.
Probably appropriate here.
So I get +2 to my AC. And then I am going to swing at the wounded one.
That one's dead.
Oh, it's dead? So I'm going to swing at, I guess, one of the Ettercaps that is tending the fire.
Okay.
Fair enough. And I will do a vow of enmity against them.
Against that individual one or the species as a whole?
Well, most of the species as a whole, but in this case, I can only do one at a time.
Okay.
I hate them.
So, natural 20.
Okay.
So we're going to start with a 14 plus, so 28 damage for the first one.
Wow.
Are you feeding off my fear and
Side
anger?
effect of doing that much damage, you put its fire out.
Okay. And then I'm going to do my second attack on something else.
Okay. It's not dead.
Oh, it's not dead. Oh, we'll keep going then.
Stop it into the ground.
Push it into its fire.
25.
That's a hit.
And then we're going to do 14 damage.
That's a death blow.
Did you push it into the
Wow.
embers?
Wow, where does the math come from on 28 damage?
Unless I'm doing it wrong, do I get to add my modifier to both of them?
Should be able to.
Then yes, 28 damage.
Deal with it.
Ow.
We'll
Because I
interrogate that math.
So I got 9. I have +5 to my modifier at the end. And then I had, the second time, I also got 9 with a different combination. And then I added my +5 modifier. And it brings...
They're 2 different attacks?
Well, I got a natural 20.
Oh, you doubled it. Okay, that's where it came from. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
So
that was what I forgot. Okay, all right, you killed it. She done killed it.
It's dead, it's in the embers, and I am a little bit happier inside.
Okay.
I also scream really loud for Leaky.
Ettercap time.
Like, I'm shrieking Leaky's name so he can find us and save me from this hell.
Okay, the first one is going to jump at you,
Who?
Corey, and it's going to try to bite you.
Okay.
So it does a little bit of immediate poison damage.
1 sec. I might not be able to be poisoned, actually.
Okay, you figure that out. It rolled an attack for 16. Is that enough to hit?
No.
Okay, well then it doesn't matter. The other Ettercap, Cesaria, is going to come charging at you, and it's going to... I'm sorry, I skipped a claw attack on Corey. That one missed as well. Okay, next one's going to come and try to bite you, Cesaria. So it's leaping up at you, and it rolled for a 15.
Nope.
Nope, okay. It misses, and it's going to at least attempt to claw you, which is kind of like gimpy because you're up on the horse, but whatever. And that was an 18.
Yep.
Okay, and it only does 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
And it hisses at you, and it clacks its fat little mouth fingers.
I hiss and groan back at it.
Fair. And then we've got our 2 spiders.
I'm pretty much telling it off in its own language.
The spiders don't move. They kind of hunker down over the eggs. And they ready an attack. They glare back with many more eyes. In fact, that's not that intimidating. Turns out they don't have eyelids.
I am not immune to poison.
Okay, so we'll know that for next time. Leaky!
Am I finally in the...
You're finally charging in. And you have no
Alright.
idea what awaits you, so you're just in full force.
You're in
How do
full
you
force
react?
and you
I'm
hear
raging.
Yeah, you're in the middle of a spider hollow, and there's egg sacs and egg mounds and basically like 1,000 eyes. It's almost like you're on a stage, except occupied by giant fat spider plumbers. It's the worst. What do you do?
We know that Leaky does well when he thinks he's performing.
He's performing.
All right.
And you hear me screaming, which how often do you hear me scream?
Because she is the Ron Weasley of our party.
I'm going
don't
to
do
attack one of
spiders.
the Ettercaps.
Okay, there's one right on top of Cesaria. I guess you're probably coming to her defense first.
Well, I am screaming, and it's probably pissing him off.
Is that the closest one?
Yeah.
To the entrance? So
Yes.
then...
Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Or don't.
Or don't. You sound so upset.
11? No.
Nope, sorry. Awkward angle.
Second attack, 16.
That hits.
For 15 damage.
Not a bad blow. All right. That makes it Cesaria's turn. You've got the one that's on top of him. He's there now to give you advantage because of proximity. And it's wounded.
Not advantage. Or is it advantage?
My
If you
extra
haven't-
die.
Oh, okay.
Is it
It's
focusing
the
on
extra
him?
die.
Yeah.
Ooh. Revenge. Little
She gets all the sneak attack die now. Fistful of die.
keep my swearing in my head. La 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 la. 19. Enough to hit?
Hit.
Awesome. So, 12, 13, 16. That was a 4. 20, 25 damage.
That's a killing blow. The issue, however, is it's stuck to the curve of your blade.
I wipe it off
Fair enough.
as my bonus action.
It's kind of like splashed all over the place.
Just
Okay.
wipe it on the...
So Cesaria killed that Ettercap. There's one Ettercap remaining that was attacking Corey, and there's also the 2 spiders hunkered over their eggs. Corey, it is your turn.
Alright, I guess we're going for the last outer cap. I will also swear enmity against him,
Okay.
because screw him too. Oop, I missed one. 1 sec. So 20 unnatural.
Okay, that's a hit.
So for my first roll, it's a 13
That's a hit.
for damage, 13
Yep.
damage. And
Oh,
then,
I'm sorry. Yes, okay.
and then for the second one, I swing for 27, and then the damage is 13.
Okay, so it's at 26. Okay. So it's taking 26 damage. That makes it the Ettercap's turn. It's going to try to swipe at you, or it's going to try to bite at you first. 16?
Nope.
Okay, and then it's going to try to claw at you. Critical fail. Breaks one of his fat mouth finger tooth. You're disgusting, Ettercap. You should be ashamed. And then it makes the spider's turns. They're going to attempt to web you, Cesaria and Leaky from a distance.
Mother.
Natural 20 on Cesaria. Not only is she stuck to her horse, the horse is stuck to the ground. It's very confusing. And then
I
with
scream.
Leaky, it's a 16.
Not enough.
Okay,
I scream.
fair enough. Again!
I scream a laundry list of
Part 2
profanities.
is Cesaria's very bad day.
I scream a laundry list of profanities that is not safe for this podcast.
Unfortunately, the webs are immune to psychic damage, so
Mm.
they're intact. Okay, that makes it Leaky's turn.
All right, Leaky's going to attack the.
There's one Ettercap that's damaged that Corey is fighting, and then there's the 2 spiders on their mounds.
All right,
Kill.
I'm going to attack the other Ettercap.
Okay.
I'm actually being a good barbarian and keeping track of my rages.
Aw, what a good little boy.
We're getting to the point where it's like old man Leaky
12.
is not enough to hit an Ettercap. It deflects your blow.
21.
21's enough to hit, though.
For another 14 damage.
It goes to the great web and the beyond.
Good.
The World Wide Web. And that makes it Cesaria's turn. You're currently webbed to your horse, which is webbed to the ground, which is webbed to the earth, which is...
Webs
Webs all the way
everywhere, which pisses me
The
off.
green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
7. 16 enough to cut me and my horse free?
Yes. You and your horse is terrified at wheels, and you go flying out of the thing. You're removed from combat for a turn until you choose to come back.
Your pony is attached to a pony.
Okay.
It's what I've named my horse.
By the way, you're not going to be aware of this for a turn, but you might as well know. The Ettercap that you thought you'd wiped away on your blade, it's being bouncing along behind you. So, Corey, your turn. You get the
Spiders.
2 spiders.
All right, I guess I'm going for one of the spiders. I'm going with Aragog.
Aragog?
See.
Oh,
Aragog and Sheila.
Harry Potter.
Huh?
You're a spider, Aragog!
Yes.
Okay.
I love Hagrid.
All right,
You're a
and I'm
monster.
going to swear
I'd
enmity
marry
against.
Hagrid.
I'm going to swear enmity against Aragog as well. And I hit because that's a 26.
Are you done?
27. And then it's going to do 13 damage.
What is it with you and 13s?
It's just the combination because it's always adding 5. So I
It's
just
not
keep
bad.
hitting 7s because it's 3s and 4s. All right, and one more. And I can't get 1s or 2s, so that's the other thing too. So then 25, and then I'm swinging for 12 damage.
Killing blow.
Goodbye, spider.
All right, there's 1 spider left, and that makes it the spider's turn, and the spider is going to try and jump on you. It's finally abandoning its egg patch.
Good, we're gonna stomp all your eggs.
You're outside the clothes. You don't get to talk. All right.
I can
roll
still yell.
a 4. It's not high enough. Okay. So that makes it Leaky's turn. 1 spider left.
All right.
Kill it.
I'm going to charge after it.
Or are you?
Critical fail.
You fall into one of the egg patches, and you're now covered in the most disgusting fluid you can possibly imagine.
He's used to
And the
it.
kilt is stuck up.
Oh
It
no!
is adhered to your chest. It is the strangest form of a shirt I've ever seen.
And now if
Halter
the spider
top
bites
almost.
you, it can bite you in unsettling ways.
Okay.
Okay. Leaky failed. That makes it Cesaria's turn. Cesaria, you look down and you find the Ettercat bouncing along behind you, but it's dead. Are you going to go back into the fight, or are you staying out there with your friend?
We only have 1 spider left.
I'm gonna stomp the dead Ettercap, so it leaves me alone. And then I'm gonna stand out there and whistle for Epona to come back.
Fair enough. Okay.
So that way his pony can come back too, because they're tethered
So
together.
you're making an animal handling check?
Yeah. Wouldn't I get advantage since it's my horse?
Probably.
Where'd it go? Yeah, because I don't think 7's going to be enough to call it back.
No, but if you have advantage, you should roll the dice again.
What's that? 7, 9?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
11.
11.
Good enough. It doesn't want to stay there either. So, I mean, it's going to become pony food pretty soon. All right, Corey, your turn.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Spider. You are my. Time for some enmity against you.
Spider dance.
So this one was 15.
That is enough to hit a giant spider.
Okay.
Not enough for an outer.
I get to re-roll both my damage dice, which is nice.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
Nice.
So that's gonna do 16 damage on the first one.
Okay. It loses several legs and flops over. Begins to spin in a circle slowly.
Is it dead?
No.
Oh. And then 18.
Hit.
And 15 damage.
Good lord.
Dead. The rest of the legs. Now it's just like a spider canoe. Okay, the spider hollow falls very silent, and you look around. Leaky wipes egg fluid off of his face, and
Should be.
I attempt to peel my kilt off my chest and put it back down.
it's pretty gacky. You're gonna need to really rinse that guy out. Cold water, I think.
Also, we should probably use one of your torches to burn the eggs.
Okay.
6 torches.
6 torches.
The last thing we need is spiderlets popping out of those eggs. So, Leaky, how many did you kill in that one?
I don't think I got any in that one.
No, you killed one back with the ponies because we left you with the one.
I killed both the giant spiders.
No, you didn't. I did.
There were 4 giant spiders.
Oh, I killed 2 giant spiders.
I killed the other 2, and I think I killed one of the ettercaps.
And then I think I had like 3 adder caps and 2 spiders.
Meanwhile, I'm standing outside
How
crying.
generous a god am I?
I don't know. How generous a god are you?
Well, I feel like you guys were sufficiently outnumbered that I should double the amount of experience.
You could do 1.5.
All right, 1,600 experience for everybody.
How much?
1,600
Good God.
Total?
for everybody.
Okay.
Each. You get 1,600 experience.
Alright.
It was like 5,000 total. You guys just destroyed an entire Ettercap nest.
Meanwhile, I'm still standing outside cuddling Epona. Crying.
Now, as you look around, too, you find several other desiccated bodies.
3305.
Yeah, it's
Horses, panthers, some deer, stuff like that. But you also find a female in a suit of armor. The armor is in terrible condition, but the helmet is actually in pretty good condition.
Is she alive?
No. No, she's been thoroughly exsanguinated. I mean, we don't know the status of her childbearing history.
So, can we check
Your
out...
puns are bad and you should feel bad.
So the only...
I'm sorry, I don't take the advice of hypocrites.
So what type of race is she?
She's an elf.
So, Cesaria.
Cesare gets a helmet.
Woo!
Is that all we find?
What does the helmet do?
I don't know.
Is it a magical helmet?
I couldn't tell you without you taking the time to attune to it.
Which means we have to do that when we get back.
So we should probably go back to the caravan first.
Good thing we get long rests, like whenever you guys want now. Okay,
Well,
so
I
you
mean-
rescue the horses, you're going back to the caravan, everybody is just white-faced and wide-eyed, and they're like, that was the worst.
I'm still.
You think you had it bad?
I'm still. Wait, what was the level? The level up? 32.
32.
Okay.
30.
Or 34, you're 34.
But they have succeeded in bringing down the web curtain that had stopped the caravan at first, and Arkrin's like, are we ready to move on? Is it safe again?
Safe as we can make it?
I death glare Arkrin.
Fair enough. And then from the back, you just hear Elkin be like, we've dealt with this before, it's not that bad, get over yourselves.
Alright, and on we go.
On we go. Okay.
Can I punish Arkrin?
No.
So, are you meditating on this helmet during your long rest, since elves don't actually sleep?
Yes.
One of the things that you do as you meditate on it is you try it on. You
Wait,
put the
Do
helmet.
I literally meditate on it? Like, do I sit on it like an egg?
It depends on what kind of mood you're in. If you put it on your head, as you reflect on the events of the day with the spiders, all of the fear and all of the horror just goes away.
I like that. So does that mean I'm immune to, like, being feared?
I don't know. Right now you're thinking about the events and you're like, wow, I probably could have helped my team a little bit more if I hadn't been so afraid of something as simple as itty bitty spiders.
Itty bitty my...
That's not how you feel. They don't seem so big now. I mean, it's only 6 foot tall. Just in the past, it just seems kind of ridiculous, really, when you think about it.
Leaky's itty bitty, but everyone's afraid of him.
I don't know why you're justifying yourself to me. I'm not the helmet.
Or are you?
No, I'm not the helmet. Although I know a child named Helmut.
We do know a child named
Yeah.
Helmut.
I Any other form of experimentation? You just want to glare at me like I'm the helmet.
You are the helmet.
Not the helmet.
I'm gonna try to talk to the helmet.
Okay, you talk to the helmet.
Does it talk back?
No.
I peek in and say, Cesaria, are you talking to your helmet?
I don't know anymore.
Sorry, slowly going mad. Anything else you want to do with the helmet? Any other ways you want to experiment on it?
I'm gonna sit on it.
Okay, as you take it off your head, suddenly the spiders seem really freaking big and they're really scary all of a sudden.
I'm gonna put the helmet back on and cry.
Spider's not so bad. Crying stops.
Leaky sprints over while she's meditating and steals the helmet.
She starts crying again because the spiders are scary. Not that you know what's going on.
Corey!
So I go over to Leaky. I pick him up by the back of his... Are you wearing a shirt?
No.
No.
I guess your
I have
hair.
the bear cloak.
I guess by your hair. Do you have hair yet?
No.
I have the mohawk.
All right. Well, did it burn off was my question.
I mean, I don't know.
All right, so I lift him up by the mohawk. I pick the helmet out of his hands, and I bring it back to Cesaria.
I put it back in my head and say thank you.
The trauma seems to go away.
I
It would
give...
appear that we've discovered a helmet of exposure therapy.
That's what I'm gonna call it. Helmet of exposure therapy until we actually...
I know for realsies.
Helmet of exposure therapy.
Okay. So everybody else is watching this unfold and they're like, maybe they aren't so safe. But on day 17 in the morning, Corey is asked by Arkfriend to bless the caravan and maybe that'll help keep the spiders away. Are you willing to do that paladinal service?
I am.
All right. So the caravan is blessed by Corey for whatever that's worth. However, bad thunderstorms grind into the caravan's progress, and the wagons are forced to simply camp in the middle of a road, which is slowly going underwater. Like 298. And the rains continue through the night, and it sucks, and everybody basically hunkers in their wagons, trying to stay as dry as they can. You guys are out on guard duty, which is miserable, but at least you have horses. So
Epona's used to it, and she makes me feel safe.
fair. On day 18, it's cold but dry. The bad road conditions slow the carts down, and you guys are asked to help free the beer cart when it gets lodged in the mud.
Okay.
It's lighter than it used to be, thanks to Leaky's presence. But, you know,
How much money have I gone through at this point?
I'd say like at least a few gold pieces worth. You got a punch card and everything, man. You earned at least three free beer horns. So now,
I'll
if
say
we were
gold.
gear misers, I'd be like, add the punch card to your inventory. Because we're on day 20, so if you have a couple horns a night, you'll get to a couple gold pieces. Okay.
By the time the 40 days is up, I'm sure I'll have spent 7 gold.
Probably.
Just
Okay,
take
so
it out of your
can
inventory
you guys
now.
make some strength checks to help unlodge the beer cart?
Yes.
I'm gonna, I'm assuming that there's like at least a team of 2 horses in the front that's normally
yeah.
pulling it.
Yep.
I'm gonna put Corey's warhorse and my Epona in front of them, like on the sides to help pull in the
Okay.
front.
That makes sense.
Because I'm not very strong, but at least I can guide horses.
I have 19.
19.
I got a 9.
Okay, well, that's an aggregate of over 25, so you're able to unlodge it, although it takes a good hour to do it, because the road is just in such terrible condition. But once you get it rolling again, it seems to be okay. The issue is, because Bait is, fairly well liked, he's actually kind of ahead, so it slows the rest of the caravan down whenever he gets stuck. And you're able to keep getting it moving. However, Bait stops once you get it moving again. He gives everybody a free beer horn for helping get it unlodged. And he says to you, he goes, "Did you notice that the cart behind us, they've been watching you all morning?"
No, I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Thank you for,
Heads up.
We've
Pointing
noticed
that
that
out.
they've been watching a whole lot ever since back at in the Fields of the Dead. They seem to be really interested in you guys, but I never see them say anything to you. Do you know anything about them?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm curious of what they know about us.
What do you know about them?
He says that they haven't bought anything from him, but they keep buying their position farther and farther ahead. They've given more and more money and supplies to buy their way closer to the front of the caravan.
Who are they?
He doesn't know. He hasn't talked to him. He just noticed that they showed up. They've bought their way forward.
Are we missing any caravan carts from behind them?
Nope, everybody's still there, but they seem to have jockeyed their way farther ahead onto the best part of the road, which is neither the very end where it's the most churned up or the very front where they've got to constantly break new path through the mud. So they seem to have found the best possible place for themselves. He just thinks that's kind of interesting.
Thank you. I clean out the beer horn and give it back to him.
Yeah, so he just thinks it's kind of interesting. I don't know how you guys want to proceed with that.
Leaky, you're strongest.
What do you want me to do?
Can we do one of those things where we wait till night and check their cart?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Sorry,
what
do you
we're
want to
gonna
be the
do.
person to stealth it?
Sure. I have my helmet now.
Okay. You're wearing the helmet of exposure therapy.
I am wearing the helmet of exposure therapy.
Okay, so how do you want to proceed?
Is it nighttime?
Yes, we'll say it's nighttime now. You guys are camped on the side of the road near a river.
We're telling our story of how we destroyed the spiders and the end.
Well, you have fun with that story. We're near a river. At least he's gonna go clean his kilt.
I'm going to tell the story of the spiders
Okay.
and the wee dwarf who tried.
Do you care to narrate that?
And then we came upon a clearing quite gallantly, and as we approached, we saw that there were the Endergame?
Ettercaps.
Ettercaps, and we saw there were 2 spiders and piles of spider eggs.
Okay, so while she's beseeching them, I guess, or whatever that was, you're sneaking. So what's your stealth check?
23.
That's plenty. Very sneaky. Okay. So narrate to me what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to get into their cart.
Okay, theirs is pretty well locked down. It has been fastidiously tied so that there are no easy flaps. You could untie one and the whole thing will come slack, or you could cut one, which would be fairly obvious. They're not near, but you can also see that they're off sitting by the fire listening to Corey's story.
Well, if I untie one, I can retie it.
Probably.
I
That would be a sleight of hand for you. It's actually probably appropriate that you're the one who's here.
I'm untying it very carefully.
Okay.
So that way it only comes slack a little 8.
Okay, so it's harder than it looks, and the whole thing kind of comes slack, but you're able to grab it and stop it from flopping off.
Do you need me to do another sleight of hand to make it?
Nope, you got it. You've
Okay.
got it held, so you're going to investigate?
Yeah.
Okay.
18.
18 is enough to find a couple of the dragon crates in here. These are still nailed down. There's 3 of them.
I kind of whisper to myself that these are dragon people.
Okay, and then what do you want to do?
I don't know how long Corey can keep this story going, so I'm going to retie it back down so I can let those 2 know.
Okay.
So I retie everything.
Yep.
Back down so it's not slack and they don't know.
Okay, so you're making a sleight of hand check to retie it.
1 to 6 plus 5, 11.
Okay, that's just enough to retie it, but as you do that, somebody grabs you from behind and grapples you.
Isn't that a
And they start to drag you away.
I scream for Leaky.
They've got you covered, like.
Oh, bastards.
So how are you going to break away? You can do a strength check if you want.
Not very strong.
Could she do a dexterity or an athletics or something like that?
What's
Try-
that?
Could she do an athletics or something to try to like...
It would be
Can I do
yeah.
acrobatics to
It
get
would
out
be
of
a
it?
strength to break the grip. I guess maybe you could argue you're being...
Can I stab them with Tide?
That could also work.
With our luck, it's going to be one of the guards.
Right?
I don't care. They'll find out the hard way that you don't sneak up on me.
It's up to you.
What's that? 3? Or is that an 8? 3. So 12?
It's not enough to damage them. You're flailing helplessly behind you.
I'm also dragging my feet.
Yeah, and they roll a 13 with their dagger.
It's not enough to hit me.
No, okay. So you guys are like now fighting in the mud. They've got you from behind and they're preventing you from going anywhere and also getting good purchase, but they're trying to kill you too.
I'm going to try stabbing them again.
Okay.
It's an 11. It's not enough to hit
Not
them.
enough. That is a 21.
It's enough to hit me.
And it does 3 plus only 5. So 5 damage. One's poison, so you take 1 for a couple turns.
Okay.
So
I'm not going to be able to strength check my way out of this.
probably not, no.
My strength sucks. So I'm going to just keep trying to stab them with Tide.
Fair enough.
And keep trying to scream for Leaky or Corey.
Okay.
7. 16 enough to hit them?
That's enough to hit.
Thank God. 13 damage and I'm stabbing them
And that's
in the leg.
that's enough to kill them. So as you
stab him in the leg.
stab him in the leg, whirl around, and kill him. You see it is Sama Grand. How do I say his name again?
The creepy guy that was
Samerdag.
the creepy guy that was
Oh no.
complaining.
Yes. It was Samerdag.
It's not even his cart.
Well, he was the one that grabbed you. So he's dead on the ground now.
Whoops.
So what do you want to do with the body?
Now that I'm here, I'm gonna like. Is my horse? Yeah, my horse is probably nearby.
Yeah.
How much would it take to throw the body on my horse?
Nothing.
Okay, so I throw the body on my horse,
Okay.
and then I walk it over to Leaky.
Leaky's in the river.
Leaky,
He looks at it. What do you want me to do?
are you hungry?
No.
Uh-oh.
Help me mutilate this and throw it in the river. So it looks like something attacked it.
Do you want me to chew on it? What?
Yes.
You're just washing your coat. I just got it cleaned.
I don't care. I'm gonna investigate his body.
That's probably a good
I
idea.
Throw it off my horse, so that way it's at least away from
Okay, it's off in the
the
rushes.
path. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be 17.
17. Okay, that's enough to find that he's got a marking right here that's in the same logo as on the crates, the dragon logo. It's
Oh, no.
tattooed here below his
Hopefully he's
collarbone.
not the only one.
Hopefully not. So,
I also wipe my blade clean in the river.
that's reasonable. Are you dumping him in the river, or are you just leaving him in the rushes?
I put him over the rushes
Okay.
and like hit him in the bush,
Okay.
and I clean off I took my saddle off, but I clean off my horse so that way my horse doesn't have nasty dragon cold blood on it.
Is there any slate around? Like giving the idea that he slipped on slate and cut himself.
And stabbed himself in the leg and then died from the wounds? No.
Yes.
I'm trying to imagine a piece of slate big enough for that. No.
It was
he's
abandoned.
dead. He's obviously been killed by something. So, anybody else you want to tell about this or move on with?
They're gonna go searching for him the next day if he's not in his wagon.
When Corey's done with her storytelling, I pull her to the side
Okay.
and ask her what we should do and tell her where I stuffed the body.
Okay. Do you have advice? Do you have advice?
Should we tell the guard keeper dude and just say that they attacked me?
Yeah, that's probably a good way to go. Let's try that.
So I stabbed him in the leg.
Which one are you telling, the proprietor or
Elkin.
the female dwarf?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's just like, oh my god, I can't even believe this has happened. And she doesn't know anything really about him except that he's occasionally made these runs, but that he's supposed to be giving money. He considers himself very charitable and likes to give lots of money to children's and to orphanages in Waterdeep. And she can't believe that he has this tattoo.
So she knows what the tattoo means.
She knows what it means.
So we quietly be like in a little, like, is she right in the middle of everybody?
But he gets brought off to the side.
So we ask her, how is the best way to handle this?
She says, I don't know. I've never had a murder like this before.
Yeah, so I take her to show her the body and the tattoo.
And she sees it, and she just doesn't believe that he could be a Dragon Cult member. He never seemed like that. A little snappy, but he was never corrupt.
Wait, how do you know about the dragon cult?
She knows what that tattoo means.
A lot of people from there.
Like she said, they've heard lots of stuff coming north from Greenest. Roll your insight check if you want.
5.
You're not sure.
I will also.
She says she's heard about it.
21.
I don't have to go. She got 21. I'm guessing.
I mean,
that's
you
fine.
could.
Okay.
As far as you know, she's telling the truth. There doesn't seem to be a tell if there's a lie.
And mine's 12. So.
You get the same thing. As far as you can tell, there's no. What she says is they've heard of them coming north. You know, it's no secret if you work with the Harpers, and as someone who travels and spreads messages, she's had contact with the Harpers that they are concerned about this, but she can't believe that they'd be here in her caravan.
Yeah, so we should
and
probably
she's
keep
like,
an
are there
eye out.
others?
I'm not sure. I tell her about which, his cart, and that maybe we should investigate the cart.
You found this at his cart?
No, we should just, if we know he's a dragon cult, though, we should probably check to see what he's carrying.
To make sure it's not anything
cart.
bad.
She says she can try to bring it up with the proprietor to see if he'll allow you to search, but they're not allowed to do that. They're there to guard the carts, but they don't have.
Okay.
They can't police. You know.
Well, she's on our. She seems like she's running on our side, so I guess we might as well let.
And that way we're at least going through proper
channels.
Her solution is to dump him in the river and let him float.
Okay.
Let him go right on down the river.
We dump him in the river.
Okay. Any opinions here?
Nope.
Okay.
Is the kill clean?
You're awfully quiet around a murder. It's a little strange.
Well, this is normal for him. This is just. Oh look, it's 3:00 on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is 3 in the afternoon on Tuesday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he had nothing else of value on him except for that. But she thinks that if you dispose of his body, then maybe the other ones won't know what happened, and it'll put them on guard. Maybe you can catch them somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, anything else you want to do?
Proceed on.
Okay. It was a little botched. So, on day 20...
Is he poisonous? It's
Hmm?
probably some kind of poison.
What?
If she hadn't thrown the slate of hand roll so low, I wasn't going to have him find her. So the next day it would have been an attack against somebody else.
Oh.
So I had written it in for him, but
to strength check his way out of it.
that wouldn't have helped. So
Leaky can't strength check his way out of
I
something?
didn't have an attack that relied on his best stat. Just like I picked a strength one for you.
Damn.
So I've actually skipped a fair bit of the notes in here.
That's why I'm just like,
I
screw
left
this.
an entire NPC out.
That's why I'm like, screw this. I'm not even going to bother trying to strength check. I'm just going to stab.
Yeah, I'll probably
Which-
bring it back later on.
Which makes sense for a rogue because shank.
Yeah, knives everywhere. So, on day 20, it's a bright but cold day. The ground is frosty again, but thankfully that means easier wagon movement since the mud is frigid. And the next couple days, the road is quiet and cool. The wagoners are on edge. The cart that Sammerdag was driving, they know he's missing. His teamsters that were helping him care for his horses and the guards that he had hired know he's missing, but nobody seems to want to bring it up. They're just accepting it maybe as a road murder or something else. And the scrutiny on you guys is a little higher because you're the killers in the party. You're the only ones that have demonstrated your capacity to kill. But nobody says anything to you. They just keep their distance. The roads are the worst repair here of any that you've seen, too. On the morning of the 23rd day, you see a slender stone tower poking out above the trees, some ways west of the road that you came along. You have any interest in breaking away?
How far west?
It looks at least a couple miles through the trees.
Sure.
It's up to you.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if we should, because we may lose.
Oh, that's true.
They may run.
Yeah.
All right, then let's keep going.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to lose the...
I don't want to lose. Yeah, I don't want to lose.
Because
the
if
lead.
all three of us leave, then they'll see their chance to try and hightail it.
Okay. For the next couple days, the weather turns increasingly unpleasant as the trollbark forest finally falls behind you. The moorlands beyond, though, are low and pocked with ice-capped holes. So the footing is really uncertain and really terrible. You think you're stepping on solid ground. You put your foot through into icy water. The road's gone soft with all the rain, and the hunting is particularly poorly, even for the Outlanders, so people are getting kind of hungry. And on top of that, one of the other caravan guards falls sick and spends a good portion of the 25th day coughing and moaning. And on the 26th day, he spends it muttering and shrieking at intervals. So that's pretty awful.
Can I try to do, like, lay on hands to heal? Like, would that cure... No, that wouldn't cure him.
That'd be cure disease.
We could do a medicine check, though, right?
You could, yeah.
All right. Who's
Wait,
good at
is
medicine?
it one of the ones in...
You can try to identify the disease with medicine.
Is it one of the dummies from What's-His-Face's group?
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
It's Celestic the Pole, the tall guy.
Oh.
So
I got a
Celestic.
10.
You get a 10. That's enough to know that it's probably some sort of water fever.
I don't have cure disease, but I can heal him.
You can try
Okay.
to comfort him, I guess.
My medicine's -1. How's yours, Kyle?
So's mine.
Okay. So I'll do one roll 2, see if I can...
Medicine.
And I only got A 7.
That's not really enough. You can make them comfortable, but you can't really stop the water fever. You don't have the right medicine or...
Okay.
Can we ask in the caravan to see if anyone has, like, a cure for water fever?
Yeah, I suppose so. You can try to, I guess, do
I can do aid. It'll raise his HP by 5.
I'm not tracking stats that way.
Okay.
It's a disease.
Okay.
So. I guess you could search around. You could ask, but nobody's carrying heavy, medicines or teas. They've got some perfumes and stuff that they think might help, but it's nothing
Definitive.
antibiotic. Which I think Leaky would be the only one here who would understand germ theory, because that's the way things would go. So,
With Leaky being an outlander, could he use, like, a survival, like, outlander check to go, like, find herbal mushrooms? And
I could. I don't know. He's just been very quiet. I think he's been asleep at the wheel for a little while.
Would that be
No,
nature?
I've just been kind of listening. Would that be a nature check or a survival?
Make your case.
I think it would be a survival because you're looking for medicine.
Yeah, but it would also be nature because you'd have to know nature in order to...
If we go back into our history and we argue from precedent, which I don't like, Tom always has to do nature to find a handful of bark.
Yeah, I would say it would be nature because if you grab the wrong mushrooms, you're screwed and now you're high and sick. Or dead.
Different kind of pain relief.
Well...
Let's go nature. I think nature makes the most sense overall.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I was arguing for survival because that's my better stat.
I figured. I wasn't going to go against you.
At least it wasn't an argument for min-max. That's not too bad.
12.
12. You do find some pain-relieving mushrooms. These are thankfully only mushrooms that grow during cold seasons, so it's kind of timely that they're there. And it would take somebody like an outlander to know that, someone who comes from a cold area. So useful that you're there. You're able to relieve some pain for a few days.
Okay.
That's good.
I totally forgot. What the hell is my background?
Why don't we add like 200 experience for different various role plays that we just had? Because that wasn't too bad. And I'll give you each a point of inspiration.
Because I was going to... What is...
I already have an inspiration point.
Oh, well,
you can only
can't
have
stack
one.
them, yeah. Okay.
I forgot. What?
You said 200?
Yeah.
For the good roleplay?
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, I'm a criminal. Being a highway robber, would I know different, like, ways to...
I think we're kind of to the point where we need to keep just moving on.
Yeah.
Because my nature's higher. But what are we doing with experience and yada yada?
200 experience and 1 inspiration point if
And
you
then
don't already have one.
Trav, I guess after that we continue on.
Okay, we're still continuing. So on the 27th day, you're given a chance to ride away from Celestig's suffering, and you're able to ride ahead to scout the road because they're concerned about the deteriorating quality of the road. They want to know what other challenges are up ahead. And actually, as you go, on this nicer sunny afternoon, you see a herd of deer grazing on a hill nearby, which Leaky has been out hunting, and so he takes the opportunity to go. Are you going to gallop with him?
I'll
On
go
the
with
hunt?
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would-
I'm assuming you're going right after them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you gallop, you see that the herd actually includes a magnificent stag that shimmers in the light as if its coat is spun from gold and its antlers are plated with platinum. And nearly everyone in the caravan who can handle a bow wants to bring down in the group that can handle a bow wants to bring down the beast. So that'll be all of you guys, right? Because you're all hunters of one type or another. You can do range weapons, right?
Yeah, but I don't have any bows on me.
Well, in this case, it seems like the kind of thing that at least you'd want to see coming from the Golden Tur clan. This is a story you can bring back to your people, right?
It is.
Okay.
At least you can kind of keep an
Is there any linkage in your tribalism to stags?
No.
No? Okay. Just making sure.
Since it's a dumb deer, can I use...
So it is a survival check to track it, to follow it, because they immediately go down the other hill and into some
15.
trees. 15's enough. Are you following Cesaria?
Yeah, I'll follow Cesaria.
Okay.
If she can find the tracks, then
Okay. It leads you on a 1,500-yard chase, so you're able to follow it for 500 yards before you need to check again. So you succeeded on the first one.
critical fail.
Get out of here.
Ponies aren't so good at stepping over undergrowth.
17.
17's not bad. Okay, so you follow for another 500 yards.
15.
All right, good. So the stag breaks away from the herd, and it leads you to a ivy-draped ruin in the forest. It's a falling down, crumbling tower. And so, as you enter through the tower, through the gates, the stag greets you in Sylvan, which is like the language of the Archfey. So, since none of you seem to be able to respond to it, it switches instead to Elvish.
Hello, beautiful stag.
It says hello. It assures you that...
Oh, wait. I have Elvish too!
It assures you guys that you are on the right track. You passed the spiders, but the dragons lay yet ahead. And that you must continue following the River of Gold until you reach the castle in the sky.
What?
What?
That got weird.
What?
Sadly, your path will be filled with hardship and blood. And to aid you, this creature is willing to give you a +1 longbow.
Ooh.
Who would like to take it?
Do you have any?
I have my hand axes.
Okay. But you're not proficient with longbows, are you?
Probably martial weapons.
Simple and martial weapons. I'm
So,
proficient
yes, you
with
are.
both, yeah.
So, would you like the longbow?
Or do you want to keep with your hand axes?
I'll just keep with my hand axes. I'm usually more in the fray than at a distance anyway. It doesn't help me if I'm raging.
Yeah, fair.
I get disadvantage
Do
with
you
ranged
need
weapons if
a
I'm
range?
raging. So.
I'm another person that range doesn't usually make sense for.
Okay.
So you're taking it?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you kneel to pick up this weapon from beyond, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Not all will survive." And then the stag fades and leaves you alone inside the tower.
Is it the short bow?
No, longbow.
Can I follow at this point, or do I have
It fades.
Martial.
No, I mean, can I follow just to be where they are?
Long.
Oh,
In
I
case
thought,
they
I
want-
thought you were with them.
I never took a survival check, so I didn't know if I
I figured
actually
just
was.
galloping
Oh,
along
okay.
with them. Yeah, okay.
Just in case we were going to check out the tower, I just wanted to be there for that.
And it was a... What was special about it?
It's just a +1 bow.
So plus-
So it's just a better than usual
Yeah.
bow.
So press and hold. Yep.
Is it +1 to damage and to
Proficiency.
Is it +1 to
miscellaneous
damage
attack
and
bonus,
to
+1.
the attack bonus?
Should be, I think.
Okay.
Simple magic weapon, but different. And I guess you return
Yep.
to the
Yeah.
caravan. I get you tell them what you saw if you want.
No, we'll keep it to
No.
ourselves.
All right. On the 28th day, aside from a different caravan heading the opposite way that you came, necessitating a kind of annoying shift to the side of the road, this cold morning warms to a broiling humidity, and by the end of the day, most of the wagoners are stripped down to shirt sleeves or barebacks. It's a better day.
Weather's weird.
Weather is weird. It's seasonal though. We're getting towards the winter, so it's beginning to do that weird up down up down. In my head,
Welcome
all
to
of the
New
Forgotten
York.
Realms is basically New York State, where we go next, one to the next. On the 29th day, the Celestic dies.
Aw. Can we give him like a little burial and
Yeah,
fire?
yeah.
I was gonna
Arcane
say,
wants.
I light a pyre for him.
Yeah, Akron wants to bury him, but he also asks you to play bagpipes.
Okay.
So,
Do I
you
need
want
to
piping
do-
the funeral?
Performance check.
Yes, please.
Uh-oh.
As
Can I get advantage since I'm proficient with bagpipes?
I think so.
Okay.
Well,
Or do
you
I
need
just add my
proficiency.
proficiency
Yeah,
bonus?
Proficiency, yeah.
Okay. So.
So while the others are burying him in
Plus
a
two.
shallow, watery grave, unfortunately.
A 6.
6 is good enough to play some leaky, wet pipes. It's good enough. Everybody's very sad. And the humidity continues for another 2 days, after which everyone agrees that that's better than rain, but not as good as it was before you guys crossed into the spider woods. And the beer cart finally dumps its first cask on the roadside, having emptied it. And that's where part 2 ends.
Okay.
So, we're going to call that like one massive episode.
I would say, yeah. Well, I mean, it's only been like an hour and a half
Yeah,
because we paused the other one.
Yeah, they'll just be longer. There's 20 minutes on the first one that needs to be shaved anyway.
Yeah.
So okay, so we're gonna end episode 15 here. Celestic died of dysentery. You guys saw the golden stag, and you got a bow from it. You also cleared out an Ettercap colony in the spider woods, and you faced a couple other forms of adversity, including being attacked directly by the dragon cult. And then you unceremoniously dumped his body in the water. So you've learned a little bit more about the situation, but you're still only halfway there to Waterdeep. And you're still totally not entirely sure who's who, but at least you know one cart that definitely has the dragon cult stuff on it. Okay? So next time we're going to conclude this road adventure.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So I am Travis, I am the DM.
I am Kyle. I play Leaky, Exile of the Golden Terror Clan.
Once again, I say play or R. And I am Jen, and I play Cesaria, the rogue cleric.
And I'm Lindsey. I play Corey Gothic Anathi, Worm Crusher.
All right. If you like it, we hope that you leave us a review or that you give us a rating on iTunes or something, or that you share us on one of your preferred social media so we can entertain other people too, because it's fun. Thank you for listening.
Bye!
The Canon Fodder Diecast is produced and edited by Travis Knight. Intro and outro music is composed by Kevin MacLeod and used within the Creative Commons rights. The Diecast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Follow us on Twitter at Canon Fodder Pod for more show news, game updates, and character antics. If you enjoyed the show, please go leave us a review. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.